Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. How are you all? I hope you all are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. This is Miss Ismat with an English video. Students, today we will focus on the topic verb, right? Students, do you all remember what are verbs? Yes. Verbs are words that show action. Here are the examples. Jump, paint, skate, right? All are action words, right? So students, a word is a word that shows action. Here are the examples of some more verbs. Skate, read, eat, write, fly, swim, bake, paint, jump, and sing. Students, today we will focus on regular and irregular verbs. Right, students? You all will be able to articulate, recognize, and use forms of simple regular verbs and some irregular verbs. Now let's see first, what is simple past tense? Simple past tense is often used with past time, references, or signals, right? Examples are here. We talk about yesterday, last year, last summer, last night, 5 hours ago, 2 weeks ago, and last Friday, right? So students, now we will focus on how we change the forms of verbs in simple past and past participles. So let's see first about regular verbs. Regular verbs form their past and past participle by adding ed, right? Now, students, we have to see here 3 rules. The first, as I told you, that regular verbs form their past and past participle forms by adding ed, right? And the second rule is that if a verb ends in e, we add the letter d with it, right? To form the past and past participle forms. Then the third is that if a verb ends in consonant and the letter y, we take off the y and add I-E-D. I hope, students, you will remember these rules. So now let's see a few examples of regular verbs. Here is the first example. Deliver, delivered, and again, delivered. So here we are using ed, right? To form the past and past participle forms of verb. Now, students, let's see the next example here. Yes, help, helped, right? And again, helped. Now, let's see the other example. What are we going to add in this? Let's see the word. It's bake. E at the end. So what will we add? We will add here the letter D. Baked and baked, right? Now let's see the next example. Here the word is calculate. Again, E, the last letter. So we are going to add the letter D with it. Calculated and calculated, right? So students, now let's see one more example here. The word is carry. Now, as we can see that here is a consonant and then the letter Y. So we will just take off the Y and add IED, right? Carried and carried. Is it clear to you? I hope, students, that regular verbs are clear to you all now. And now, students, we will focus on what? Let's see. Now, our focus will be on the irregular verbs. Irregular verbs form their past and past participle forms in different ways, right? So let's see the different ways. The first one is verbs in which all the three forms are the same. The second one is verbs in which two of the three forms are same. And the third one is verbs in which two of the three forms are different, right, students? So now let's see few examples of the three types of irregular verbs. Here comes the first example for us. Cut, cut, cut. Let's see the next example. Buy, bought, bought, right? Here, two of the three forms are the same, bought and bought, right? Now let's see the next example here. Draw, drew, and drawn, right, students? Here, all three forms are different, right? The simple present, then the simple past, and past participle, right, students? I hope that the concept of regular and irregular verbs is clear to you all. And students, now let's have a recap of regular and irregular verbs. Here, as we discussed, regular verbs in the simple past and in ed, right? If the base form ends in the letter E, we add only the letter D at the end. Then, if the base form ends in letter Y, after a consonant, remember this, then we change the Y to I and add ed. Let's see the examples. She moved back to Kenya. We added D here as the last letter was E. The next example, she planted trees. Here we are adding ed, right? And in the last one, she studied biology. So here we are adding IED as there is a consonant. When we put here study, we will spell STY, STUDY, right? So instead of Y, here we are going to add IED, right, students? Now, let's see irregular verbs. Irregular verbs have different forms in the simple past. Example, Wangari, when will change to won. Won many awards for her work. She Teach will become taught, right? At several universities and students. Now, let's see here the irregular verb groups. We can group irregular verbs into 3 groups. All 3 forms are the same. Put, and put. Then second and third forms the same. Lose, lost, lost. All 3 forms are different. Right? Wrote, written. Right, students? I hope now that the regular and the irregular verbs are clear to you all and how we change the forms of verbs in simple past and past participle. Right, students? So, thank you all.